Hey, welcome back to Completely Off the Rails. For those of you who have been here before, you guys know what's up. Babe, for the new listeners, you want to tell them what our podcast is all about?
Sure. We are a weekly podcast that discuss different topics, focusing mainly on stupid, petty arguments people have, but other important, serious ones as well that people send in that they truly need help with. Sometimes we have submissions from listeners who are dealing with a problem and want us to either solve it or just want our opinion. We also get submissions to check out different internet sites, which are mostly Reddit, and we're asked about those as well.
Yeah, and make sure you go out to cotrpod.com for everything you need: social media, merch, submit your things that you want us to talk about on the show, all that stuff. A link to our Patreon is on there as well, which has a lot of extras out there. And right now, there's a few special offers going on. Um, One of the newest things is we are going to start live streaming. I'm not sure if Candace knows this or not, kind of springing it on her, but we're going to start doing that. um, I know you guys love listening to this, and I know you really love watching us, but experiencing me, us, I mean, nothing short of life changing. So we're going to start doing that.
Yeah, no, I had no idea, so that should be interesting. We shall see how it goes. Um, I'm sure we'll have even more warnings then, but as for now, our warnings, we do have severe ADHD, so staying on track is legit impossible. We go in every direction while answering the question, but we do typically get around to answering it, but that's why we're called completely off the rails.
Yeah, and hey, we're in a comedy genre, so we're going to make jokes about a lot of stuff, probably all the stuff. It's all in good fun, but you may get offended, but we're all adults here, so like really just get unoffended. You'll be all right, trust me.
Yeah. What he's trying to say is we may not be for you. That's completely fine. You gave us a shot. We had fun. Apparently, you did not, but no hard feelings. We continue on our way. You go on yours and stay the fuck away from rating our podcast. Win win.
Yeah, very true. Hey, babe, I know you had some issues last week breathing. Do you need to hit off your inhaler before we get started? Because I can't, I can't laugh at you every single week as you struggle for breath.
I did use my inhaler, but I think I need my new one. So we'll see how it goes, I guess.
All right, well, let's get this thing started, babe.
Okay, so first submission is from Reddit. Sorry, let me get my copy because your copy looks like straight trash. Okay, so and I edited it some for clarity and time because I ain't got all day to be reading this shit. Okay, so it says she is a 19-year-old female. Her friend is male, and he wants to marry her. Told me he's also keeping other girls as backup options. Okay, so it says so. My friend, who is also my ex boyfriend, has been saying continuously for nearly 2 years that he wants to marry me. We started dating when we were pretty young and were together for 3 years. After that, we have remained just friends. But he's always made his feelings for me clear. He also knows that I still love him. So I don't really understand. Like, they love each other. What's the fucking problem?
Right?
He's a great guy, but I've always declined his offer of getting back together in marriage in the future because we wouldn't work out considering how I was moving to another country for my education and planning on settling there. Okay, that
Right.
track.
Well, that's fair.
There is also no chance he moves to that country either. Regardless of this, he says we'll work something out. And firstly, we should be in a relationship. Overall, at the moment, we're both in a sort of agreement that if I say there's no chance after going to uni, then he'll back off. Now, today, first he tells me as usual that I'm the one for him and he's down to marry me because the connection we have is like no other. Then 10 minutes later, he tells me that he's looked at one or two girls as backup options to get into a relationship with in case we ultimately don't end up working out. I feel weird about this. I'm not sure whether or not it's normal. A part of me feels like this is a ploy to get me to agree to be in a relationship with him. How should I respond?
So obviously the big thing, the backup plan, that we'll address that in a second. But
Right.
I mean, you can have a long distance relationship in other countries. I mean, I don't know, but you can't have a long distance marriage. Like,
Yeah.
how does he see that working out?
Well, I mean, there are people that do. They call it living apart together or living together apart, something like that.
Yeah,
So
yeah, it's called fucking single. That's what it's called. There's no living apart together.
I mean, I think there are tons of different relationships you can have. It all comes down to what kind of relationship you want to have. So, if you want to consider yourself still in a relationship with this person who is in a different country, fine. But if that doesn't work for you, then maybe you need to move along.
Plus, I mean, if he's got backup plans, are those backup plans going to stay backup plans, or are those backup plans going to be something to satisfy him while she's in a different country?
Well, you know, I don't know. The fact that she says, he also knows I still love him. Well, how does he know? Apparently, you're telling him. So it makes me wonder if he's not getting mixed signals. And if he's getting mixed signals and he still loves her, I don't know if it's necessarily like trying to force her into a relationship so much as saying, okay, listen, I'm already working on other options. So you got to shit or get off the pot. Like, I'm just saying.
But I mean, does she want to get with him? I mean, she didn't say that, right?
I mean, from my understanding, the way it reads, she does. It's just that she's going to another country and she doesn't see a chance of him moving there. So, how would they ever be together?
Well, then she just needs to leave him the fuck alone. Like, she just needs to walk away. She needs to say, "Hey, this is never going to happen," and stop giving him any kind of indication that it might. I mean,
Yeah.
I think it's pretty fucked up. I think we talked last week about somebody being strung along by a guy. She's doing this to him,
Hmm.
and you know what? I don't have the way I say it, he's single, so these aren't backup options. These are just other chicks he may date.
Yeah. I
I
mean,
mean, if she's not gonna commit to it, then why is this a question?
yeah, exactly. I think that for her, she needs to, like, if her stance is, I know I'm going to move to another country and there's no chance he's going to move or we would be together, then maybe that's how she puts it to him. Like, look, I love you. I want to be with you, but I'm moving. I'm never going to not be moving. So if you are willing to go with me, if this relationship works out, great. If not, then we don't need to even start anything. Because why? I never understand that. Like, why do people start these relationships knowing they're about to go to different places? It's stupid. It makes no sense.
Yeah, I don't know. And if she knows for a fact that he's not going to move, then she just needs to stop telling him that she loves him. Just fucking friend zone that shit, and that's it. And then move the fuck on, so he can too. Because I mean, she's just I don't know. This is just it just makes me think that she's just holding on to something just in case or whatever. But I don't know. It just doesn't. I don't know. It doesn't track her story. It doesn't track for me. It
It
sounds
kind of
like
sounds like they're both just playing games,
yeah,
which is
yeah,
so stupid.
yeah. I mean, and part of it is let's say let's just for the sake of it, let's say that she decided not to move, and
Mhm.
she was like, "Hey, I'm all in," and telling him that. Is he going to get rid of his backup options, or is he going to be concerned that she's going to, not be as committed as she should be? I mean,
Yeah.
it just is she looking for somebody to say, "Hey, you shouldn't go, you should stay"? Is she looking for somebody to say that? I mean, I just it just doesn't make any sense. Like, if she knows she's leaving and this dude doesn't want to go with him, why the fuck? Why is she even asking? Just
Yeah.
fucking go and move on. And
Yeah.
and the whole backup plan, she's just jealous because
Yeah.
there's somebody else in his life and it's not her. And
Yeah.
that's the problem. Because even though she's going to move the fuck away to some other country, she still wants him in the palm of her hand. And that's all
Mhm.
it is. She just wants control of him. So
And
how should she handle it?
it sounds like maybe he said it in the wrong way, but it's not unlike things that other people do. It's basically like he's saying, "Look, I'm still dating a couple other people in case we don't work out because you're not willing to commit to me. So until you are, I'm going to keep dating people."
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. I
No.
don't think he's being sketchy or anything, but I think that it sounds like, again, they're playing games with each other because she says that there's no chance he'll move there, but that he says, "Well, we'll work something out. First, we need to be in a relationship." So it
Uh,
sounds like he's trying to tell her, "You don't know that I won't move, but we got to be in a relationship. Like, I'm not just going to go to another country with you just to fucking date."
okay, but hey, genius. If you decide you're gonna move, you're gonna be in a relationship. You don't have to say, "Oh, hey, we're boyfriend girlfriend. Now I'll consider moving." I mean, like you move across the country or across the world, we're in a relationship, and you know what? We're gonna be in a relationship whether you want to be or not. We're gonna stay in a fucking relationship. I'm moving to another country. I don't care. We can sleep in separate beds, rooms, whatever. We're staying together forever. If I'm moving to another country for you, so I mean, get the fuck out of here. Both of them, they're just both playing games. Like, I mean, I don't have a problem with what he's doing because I mean, she clearly doesn't want to be with him, and he told her, "Hey, I got backup plans, so you need to tell me what you want."
Mhm.
And if she moves, well, that's it. I mean, you move to another country, that's especially if it's separated by water. That's a there's no
Yeah.
relationship there. I mean, you can still be friends, but there's no real relationship. I mean, what are they striving for?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, you know? I mean,
Yeah.
that's the thing, she says she's moving to another country for, I guess for uni and then planning to stay there, so she's like, that's it, like, she's here until school starts and then she's gone.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I mean, I could maybe see it if she was going to go there and then come back to the United States or wherever she is, and come back and then, but even then, that's a long ass time to be that far away from each other.
yeah.
I just, plus you're so young and you don't really know who you are. And I mean, let's just be really, if he's got backup plans now, the percentage of chances of him being faithful while she's gone are very low. So
Yeah.
I think you just say, "Hey, we're friends. We're going to keep in touch. We'll see what happens."
Plus, they say overall at the moment, we're in a sort of agreement that if I say there's no chance after going to uni, then he'll back off. Well, after you go there, there's definitely not going to be a chance because
Yeah.
you've made it clear that you're staying there and he's made it clear he's not. So why wait?
You know what agreement they need to make is they need to be like, "Look, if we're both 35 and single, then we'll get together and we'll get married." Like that's the agreement they need to have. Not if I leave, we're over. Because I mean, yeah, then he's just gonna try and keep her to stay. Just gonna try and have her stay. But I don't know. This is fucking weird.
I
Like,
don't know. I don't think it sounds as
well, I guess
crazy as
I guess the whole professing his love to her all the time. I mean,
yeah.
shouldn't she? I mean, she should have shut that shit down a long time ago.
Yeah, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. I
Instead of
think that he continues to do it because he thinks that she'll end up staying, and I think that she can't let go because she thinks he'll eventually end up going, and so they just keep it's almost like they're at a standoff. They're playing chicken with each other.
yeah, and
It's not
it's
gonna
gonna
work
end
out.
badly. It's gonna end
Yeah,
badly for both of them. They're gonna end up not being friends either.
yeah,
I mean, so it's I don't know. I guess the whole thing for me is I don't know if he's really trying. Maybe he's trying to trap her in a relationship? I guess. But if he was, he wouldn't have said anything about backup plans.
yeah.
But I think once he said something about backup plans, it triggered in her the I'm not going to be the center of attention in his life, and that's an issue for her. At least that's what it sounds like to me. It's like you
Well,
can't have both.
yeah. Well,
You
it
can't have
sounds
both.
like he started the day with you're the only one for me. I want to marry you. The connection we have is like no other. And I think maybe that was his like him trying to say like yet again, let's get married. Let's be together. We love each other, da 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 da. And then when he didn't get the response he wanted, he tried to push it by saying, "Well, okay, but, I've already got backup options, so, I mean, you need to figure out what you want."
How good is the fucking connection if you have backup options? Like,
Yeah.
if you're like, there's no connection like this one. Well, I'll never have a connection with anyone else. So, but I do have these other girls that I'll probably have sex with, but
Right.
won't connect with, but definitely gonna have sex with.
Mhm.
Like it's one or the other. They're both like they just need to just not even talk to each other. They
Yeah.
just need to forget like they're exes for a reason. I mean, I
Mhm.
don't think you go from what 2 years they broke up 2 years ago, something like that. I mean,
Let's see.
I think it was that. Either way, 2 or 3 years or whatever it is. I mean, you
Yeah,
don't.
basically, I guess because she said he's been telling her continuously for nearly 2 years that he wants to marry her, and then said, "We started dating when we were young and we're together for 3 years." So I guess they broke up, and then the past 2 years he's been saying that?
Yeah, I don't know. She's she's his ex for a reason, or the other way around. Whoever broke up with who. But I don't. I don't ever think it's really a good idea to get back with an ex, depending on what the breakup was for. But a lot of times it's not really good, um, especially if you're going to be in different countries.
Yeah.
Like,
Plus, I think it's very, very hard to go backwards, to go back to a relationship you got out of.
yeah,
I think that people always see it as love is enough, but it's not. I
fuck
mean,
no.
you can care about somebody all day long, but if you're toxic together, you shouldn't be together.
Hmm.
And a lot of times I think that people, they know deep down, like either this is unhealthy or we don't have the same goals that we want in life, whatever. And so they break up with this person, but then they get lonely, and that's the easy fix is to keep going back to this person.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
unfortunately, you're giving them the wrong idea because the more you go back, the more they think that, well, see, we just keep ending up back together.
No, you end up sending the "Hey, you up?" text and then ending up in bed together. That's like that's what you end up with. So I mean,
Yeah.
there's plus I mean, it's difficult enough for people to go from one relationship to another, especially if they bring a lot of baggage into a new relationship. I don't know how you start a relationship with somebody that the baggage you're bringing in is the baggage that they caused or that you caused or the relationship caused. Like, I mean, it's like,
That's
bitch, you
so
gotta
true.
like you can't bring, two carry-ons into this relationship. Like you can only bring one. We can't have that much shit. It's kind of like that show we were watching when she had a lot of shit going on. We were watching that show and the
Mhm.
narrator said, what did he say? She brought in a lot of baggage to the relationship, and you're like, no, that bitch is pushing a luggage cart.
She
I mean,
was too. She had a lot going on.
so I
It's
mean,
way more shit than just some little bit of baggage.
right? So, I mean, no, just fucking no. Just look, just go to university and forget about it.
Yeah, I
And
think
you'll
they just need to go their
anyway.
separate ways.
Yeah, yeah. She just like, why are they still talking?
Yeah, I mean, if you clearly you can't just be friends because you keep falling into this.
Hmm.
Like if you're cuz she says after that we remained just friends, but he's always made his feelings for me clear. Okay, well then you're not just friends cuz he's still in love with you. And you can't just be friends with somebody who is in love with you. That's a different feeling than friendship.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
I
And I'll
mean,
say, if you're a dude, it's being a dick, and if you're a chick, it's kind of being kind of bitchish. If you know how this person feels about you, and you're allowing them to stay like that. That's just a fucking dick move. Like just break it off and let them go. Because if you seriously have feelings for them or you care about them, not saying you love them or want to be with them, but if you care about them, you got to let them fucking go.
yeah.
She's just holding on, hold on. I don't understand. She probably just likes it. I mean, to me, that's what it sounds like. You let somebody talk to you like that for 2 years. and you know that they're not going anywhere. I wonder if she's been dating somebody in these
Oh,
last
I
2
don't
years,
know. I don't know.
you know?
But I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be that either one of them are being shady. I mean, it could just be that, like she may be thinking, like, I've made it very clear to him that I'm moving, so he knows this isn't going anywhere, but apparently he doesn't.
Yeah.
So, you know, the nice thing to do, the fair thing to do would be to just end this, whatever you feel like this is.
Yeah. Fucking like 22 months ago.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
that's the thing. That's the sticking point for me. It's not that it's more that it's been 2 years that he's been saying this and she's been not shutting that shit down. That
Yeah,
to me says
exactly.
you're just stringing him along because either he's her backup plan in case something doesn't work out, or she just likes the attention that he's given her. Because 2 years, that's too fucking long. I don't care what it is, male, female, doesn't matter. You're doing that to somebody for 2 years. You're just an asshole. You just are. You just are. You can't string somebody along for
Uh,
2 fucking years when you clearly know how you feel. You know you don't want to be with this person, but you're like, hey, I love the adoration. Fuck you. Get
but
the
she doesn't but she didn't say that. She says she does love him. She just
no shit.
knows she wants to settle down there and he's not gonna move there.
I love you as a friend. No, the fuck you don't. There's no love as a friend. Get the fuck out of here. No, you don't.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Alright, on to our next one, which is, I don't know, is this Reddit?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm excited for this one. I read about this one.
It says, just found out an old friend said something inappropriate long ago. I usually let it go, but I'm getting really angry this time. Could use some advice. So, a couple of days ago, I got to know from someone that a friend of mine had said something about me to them, which, according to me, is very inappropriate. It was a breach of trust and crossing boundaries. But this happened 4 years ago. I came to know about it just a couple of days ago. We were very good friends back then, but then eventually she moved to another city and we naturally grew apart. Now we haven't even talked in more than a year. But I just feel like calling her up and start lashing out on her for it, but also don't want to do it because we don't talk anymore and I want to leave it. So I'm conflicted. Usually, I just let the past stay in the past, but this time somehow I'm getting very angry and don't know how to handle this anger. I'm not fond of anger as an emotion and very rarely get angry. So that's why I'd like to hear from others. Sorry if I'm not clear. I'm very bad at explaining.
How did this affect their life? You didn't know about it for 4 fucking years.
Yeah,
Clearly, it did not affect your life. I
exactly.
mean, really? And I'm trying not to get mad about it now. So don't get fucking mad. It's that easy. Don't get mad. Like what did it keep you from like winning something? Did it keep you from did you not get the scholarship? Did it affect your life? No. Well then fuck why is it such a big deal? I
Exactly.
mean, and if you don't like anger, don't get angry. Like just like let it go.
Yeah.
It wasn't 4 days ago. It was 4 years ago.
Yeah, I agree completely. I mean, I if you want to be mad, be mad. Like I tell people all the time, don't apologize for your emotions. How you feel is how you feel. That's fine. But how you react to how you feel can become a problem. And going back 4 years later and losing your shit on somebody in the middle of a Tuesday when they don't have no fucking idea you're even angry is a little much. You know what
Right?
I'm saying?
I mean, wait. If she, I think it's a she, right?
Hmm.
Yeah. If she even knows her friend's number and she doesn't call, she sends a text. You know what text is coming back, right? New phone, who dis? Like that's what you're getting.
Right.
Like this fucking long. And if you call me and you're like, "Hey, I just found out a couple of days ago that you said blah 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 what am I?" and it really pisses me off, I'd be like, "Okay, fuck off. Like we don't even talk anymore. Like
Yeah.
I forgot you exist."
Hmm.
Hell, I mean, this is such an issue with with America. I mean,
Yeah.
shit gets said because you're dumb. I mean, people say stupid shit all the time, years and years and years ago. And then we want to
Mhm.
fucking, now that we're woke, we want to bring it up now. Well, shit, I was 15 years ago, you're in your early 20s when scientifically proven it's shown that your brain's not even fully formed. So you're not even smart enough to make the dumbass comments you made back then.
Right.
I mean, it's just like, I don't, I feel like she's just trying to make drama. Like, let it
Yeah.
the fuck go. Like,
Plus, she says the big thing is that it is a breach of trust and boundaries. Okay, well, one, who gives a fuck if you trust her? Because you don't talk to her anymore.
right.
And boundaries, what boundaries do you need with her? You don't see her. So, I mean,
Yeah.
okay. So, the whole thing is like if somebody breaches your trust or does not have healthy boundaries and can't keep healthy boundaries, then you remove them from your life. Well, this person's already been removed from her life. So, what purpose would it serve stirring up a bunch of shit?
Problem solved. And who's the bitch that told her?
Right?
You know, like that's the one we should really, well, not completely, because I still think it's stupid to get pissed off at something somebody said however long ago. But the person that brought it up, why are you bringing it up?
Yeah, 4 years later,
Yeah.
like that's a lot.
I mean, what were you doing 4 years ago?
Right?
The only thing I know for a fact I was doing 4 years ago was being married to you. Other than that, I don't fucking know.
Mhm.
So,
Exactly. So that's the
and
easy one.
yeah, and if this person like is hasn't talked to them, how do they know what this other instigator is saying is true?
Yeah. Very true. Very
This
true.
is just fucking drama central. You just want to create drama. Get the fuck out of here. And if she was such a good friend so long ago, give her the benefit of the doubt. Okay? Maybe it was some shit she said. Maybe she did say it. Maybe it was a breach of trust. Whatever the fuck. Let it go. I mean, can't
Yeah.
we forgive our friends for shit? I mean, like, I don't know. People are just, they're just trying to find ways to get mad. And
Mhm.
if it wasn't 4 years ago, let's look back six. Let's look back 10. Let's look back. And it's so hard for us now that have social media because, before social media, you could say some dumb, ignorant shit and nobody knew. But now
Yeah.
you put that shit in writing, and 15 years later, all of a sudden, you're whatever. And it's like, what were you saying 15 years ago?
Right? Probably some
It's
stupid shit. We were
right,
all
right,
stupid.
right. People have the right to be ignorant,
Mhm.
learn, and get better without being punished for being ignorant to begin with. You
Yeah.
do not have the right to be ignorant, learn, and then stay that way. You
Mhm.
don't have the right to do that. But I mean, like shit, there's so many things like look at the shows. Like what was it? All in the Family? That dude
Oh
threatened to
gosh, yeah.
yeah, that dude threatened to beat his wife's ass every episode and it was funny. Like everybody was okay with this. And look at some of the
Yeah.
ads. Look at some of the ads back in the 40s and 50s.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, talking about keeping women in the kitchen and all this shit,
Ooh, nuh-uh.
that's just the way it was. I'm not saying it was right, but
Yeah.
we wouldn't do that today. But we shouldn't hold it against somebody that was alive in those times. I mean, it's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
I
I think
don't
I
know.
would be more concerned if I were still friends with her.
Yeah,
Because even after 4 years, if it was something that was serious enough that you feel like it's a breach of trust, then if I were still friends with this person, I might mention to them like, "I know it's a long time ago, but I just found this out.
hmm
So, it's still upsetting to me," and have a discussion about it. You don't talk to this bitch, so what does it matter? Like, let the shit go.
right. I
So,
mean, I would just love to hear a phone call. I mean, I know what guys would do. We're different because I mean, we'd be like, okay, they said, all right, whatever, I don't give a fuck. But like,
yeah.
and I know how you would handle it if somebody you don't talk to anymore says you did this. You'd be like, man, but
Yeah. I'm like,
but
"Bitch, that was 4 years ago. I don't remember 4 days ago."
right. I
Shit.
mean, I do agree with you though. If they were still friends and it was
Yeah.
this egregious breach of whatever the fuck, and you know they needed to talk about it because she's concerned it's going to happen again. All right, fine, whatever. Talk to her about it, but don't get all pissy. But
Mhm.
you don't talk to this person. You know how much she's thinking about it? None. You're letting
Right?
yourself get all worked up for nothing. That other chick, she don't care. She don't even know it's a thing.
Exactly. Exactly. Okay, so no. No, don't say anything. Let it go.
Yeah.
Whatever. Um, since those were really quick, do you wanna do one more?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So, my boyfriend is bad with money, need advice on how to talk about it. Okay, it says, my boyfriend's bad with money, and I want advice on how to approach a conversation about this. We've been together for almost 2 years, and I moved to a new state for him. He's always been in a bit of a tight spot with money, but it's not something we talk about often. I really don't know how much he has, but I'm guessing something below $1,000 in his account, and I'm pretty sure no savings. In the past, I've given him the benefit of the doubt because I knew many people were struggling in 2020 with COVID and everything going on. Okay, why are you giving me that face again? Is that your face of you trying not to laugh at me
No, no,
trying
no,
to
no,
catch
no,
my
no,
breath?
no, 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 no. He's got $1,000 in account. Is an account. I mean, there's people that don't have a fucking dollar in theirs.
Right,
But anyway,
right.
continue. No, no, no. I'm not giving you that face that I was last week. I'm not gonna laugh at you. I'm not trying to hold that in. Not this week. Go ahead. Continue, please.
I think I read that about the COVID thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Has talked about how one day we are going to be rich and stuff like that. He's 26 and doesn't have a credit card either. I'm 22. I make more than he does. This isn't an issue of conversation in our relationship, but I do wonder if he will ever become more successful in his career like he says he will. He wants to start a new career pathway and says he is going to go to school for it, but I have yet to see him really make efforts for that. He's always buying things that he really doesn't need, like guns and things for other hobbies. His car recently broke down too, and I'm having to drive him places. I wonder about how he will afford a new vehicle. I do want to have a serious conversation about the future of our relationship. At this point, I don't envision myself marrying him, and I'm just overall very unsure. He's very kind, sweet, treats and knows me very well. He's a thoughtful person and a great friend. I've thought about ending things, but it seems so superficial to end a relationship over money and finances. Although I know that many couples get divorced over this, I just don't know if things will change like I need them to. How can I bring this up in a way that is not harsh and judgmental? We've talked about it once before. It did not go well. Any advice is appreciated.
What we need to do is we need to find out who this dude is, and we need to tell him that he needs to just she needs to go. He needs to get rid of her immediately.
Why? Why do you say that?
Well, here's the thing. Okay, first, she clearly comes from money,
Why do
and
you say that?
he only has $1,000 in an account in his account. Okay, like I said, there's people that are like, hey, we got $10 to make it for the next 2 weeks, so don't use gas when we're going down hills. I mean, and he has money in his account. He's buying things for his hobbies. He doesn't have a credit card. So, hey,
Yeah.
sweetheart, if you got a credit card, he's already ahead of you. Because guess what? He's not paying interest on anything. And he's 20 fucking six.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
what? Like you want him to be successful at 26?
It
And what?
sounds like it's more of a she is younger than him and already more established in her career, making good money, and is kind of worried about getting into a long-term relationship with somebody who's not as driven as she is.
Okay. 2 years ago, I was making way more than you were.
Mhm.
Now I'm not.
Yeah. Yeah.
Guess what? Shit changes. I mean, it's like, who's to say that? I mean, she said that he wants to. He's looking to go on a different career path or whatever, but he's not showing anyone. I mean, he's 26.
Yeah. He doesn't
I mean,
have to know what his career path is.
fuck, I'm 43. I don't even know what I want to be when I grow up.
Right?
He's 26. Like, she just sounds super materialistic. Like, she's one of those people that's going to be house poor because she wants to have the big house in the fancy neighborhood with this and that. She wants fancy cars and all that stuff, but has to eat TV dinners every night because there's a big mortgage. It's like, can't you just be happy with where you're at right now with the guy?
That or she's somebody who's, like, super high anxiety and worries about every little thing.
Well, you know what? Take some of that money that you make and get some fucking pills. They're great. Like I take them. They're wonderful. Calm the fuck
Oh,
down.
shit.
Calm down. I mean, when did you get? I mean, you got your master's degree when? Like 3 years ago, 4 years ago?
No. 2016?
Was it that long ago?
Yeah.
Either way, you were in your 30s.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I don't want to say late 30s because I don't want to say that to you, but I mean, you were in your 30s. So, I mean, he's 26
Yeah.
and she's 22. So, unless she graduated college and went into something very specific, what could she be doing that would be so difficult to make more than she does
Yeah.
right now?
That's very true.
I mean, unless you went into something very specific and you got out, and there's just jobs that have that demand of this is what you get paid. Okay, but if you went and got, even if you went and got your MBA, you're not going to walk out and start making 70, 80, $100,000 a year. You got to work your
Yeah.
way up.
Exactly.
But if she walked into a job that was like, hey, it's got a higher starting salary, guess what? You're not going to move up very fast, but he may.
Mhm. Yeah. And it sounds like to me, so she said they've been together for 2 years, well, almost 2 years, and she moved to a new state for him. So it makes me wonder if it's not that she moved with him and it's not everything she thought it was going to be. So now she's like, I'm wondering if I should stick this out or if I should just bounce.
I think she wants out. She's looking for an excuse
Yeah, that's what I
other
was thinking as
than
well.
he's not ambitious enough for me.
Yeah. And
That's
you
what
know
she's
what?
looking for.
Maybe he's not. I mean, that could very well be what it is. Don't make a face at me. It
No, no,
might
no, no, no,
be.
no,
I
no, no,
mean,
no, no. Yeah, no.
like,
I'm not making a face. I'm agreeing with you.
I'm just saying, like, there is nothing wrong with any job out there. My
No.
dad raised us with, he would always say, the world needs ditch diggers too. Doesn't matter if you're digging ditches or fucking on Wall Street, you do your job to the best of your ability. So
Mhm.
every job is honest work. I'm fine with that. But I'm just saying, you don't see a lot of people that are like CEOs married to someone who like delivers mail. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
it's just typically people are within their socioeconomic area, you know?
yeah. No, I don't disagree with you.
So, I mean, if she, I mean, she may be thinking, okay, we moved and I'm thinking we're going to start this life together. And here I am, I'm on the road to do that. And I'm starting to realize this guy just wants to buy guns and shoes and shit.
I don't know. Maybe it's because we're older, but
Maybe, yeah.
I think about like where we were 10 years ago.
Yeah. Now at 22 and 26, I wouldn't have fucking thought this shit at all. Not
Well,
at all.
well. Plus, I mean, it's like we wouldn't be doing a podcast because we couldn't afford a fucking computer to do one.
I know that's right. We
You
have
know,
one broke ass computer that
right?
worked half the time.
Right? And I mean, how did I go get my car that you love so much? I went and I'm like, what's the cheapest thing you got? Not
Mhm.
what do I want or anything. What's the cheapest thing you got here? I mean,
Yeah.
so and
Oh
then
my
that
god. The first when you were going to Iraq, I went to visit mom and them and we all went camping. And oddly enough, Kasem went camping with us. So, because, he's a pretty boy. Hard to believe he's in the military and would go camping. But anyway, so he's camping with us. And I legit was so shocked by his phone. He had an iPhone. I had never seen an iPhone, had never had any kind of phone. And I was like, you can get on the internet with that shit? Are you serious?
when was
So
this?
it's 2009. I don't know when iPhones came out, but this is
Long
how
before
fucking
that.
this is how far behind though that we were. Like I had a fucking like flip phone razor before that because it was buying like the cheapest phone, the cheapest cell plan package. We lived in a cheap apartment. I mean, I just remember that because I remember using his phone to check my email to see if you had emailed me because I didn't have any phone signal.
That's sad.
But I was
I
shocked. I
don't
was
even
like,
know.
"This shit gets on the internet? Are you serious?" I was so shocked. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. She just needs to go.
Yeah.
She and then they can find people that they're meant for. Because here's the other thing: what if he is ambitious, and what if there is something he wants to do, and it's going to take a little bit of time? Like going like you went to school, should have been 3 years. You got it done in two because you're who you are. But I mean, you didn't work, so
Mhm.
I did, and then I
I
stayed
also
with the
didn't get my
kids.
bachelor's done that fast either.
Well, yeah, yeah, but what I'm saying is you knew what you wanted to do,
Yeah.
and you didn't make anything for a while. I mean, you were going to school, you weren't working. I was working, taking care of the kids, but you eventually got to a point where now, I mean, you make plenty of money. So, I
Yeah.
mean, so who's to say he's not going to do that? She's not going to be around to help him get there.
Well, and another thing too is money is not everything. Money is just it's not everything. It is more about or should be more about being happy.
Hmm.
Some people are happy living on a farm in a tiny little house raising chickens. They don't give a shit. They don't like that's okay with them. I grew up in the country and knew plenty of people that were happy. I know people that stayed there by choice in this tiny little town we grew up in because they enjoy it. They love it,
Hmm.
that's for them. It's not always about money. I mean, a lot of these people make, two, 300,000 a year, but they're never fucking home to spend it.
Yeah, that's
How is that
yeah,
helpful?
yeah. That's the other thing is I mean, how ambitious does she want him to be?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, does she want somebody who's gonna, make a good amount of money but be home, or does she want somebody that is driven like she sounds like, and he's working 80 hours a week and she's neglected? I mean,
Yeah.
and I call bullshit anyway because she's saying they've been together 2 years and she's 22. You were 20.
Right.
Calm down. Like you're halfway through college if you went. Uh, You're 20. You know how many people
Yeah.
change that are majors at 20? Like,
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah.
there are
Yeah.
people that they come out of the womb and they're like, I'm going to be this when I grow up, and they know. Okay, well, not everybody does. I mean, think of all the actors and all those other people that got a late start in life.
Yeah.
I mean,
Exactly.
I just I don't know. Honestly, she sounds like she comes from money and she's super materialistic and she wants to be able to tell people this is what my husband does and it be
Could
something
be, yeah.
glamorous. I mean, that's just the way it sounds to me anyway. I don't
But,
know.
and I'm telling you, if that is the case, then yeah, you need to get the fuck out of Dodge right now
Hmm.
because more people break up over money than they do sex. Like when I see people from marriage counseling, it's money and then sex every time.
Yeah, and I
It,
mean, him not having a credit card, that puts him above a lot of people because if he's still
yeah.
paying his bills and he's still able to have hobbies and he doesn't have a credit card, to me that says he's managing his money correctly.
Yes. But to me, it does too. It makes me think that he has not had the need for a credit card, which means he's not running up a bunch of bills to pay. However, the fact that she had the foresight to bring that up is why I think to her it's more about her looking towards the future because it sounds like her point about the credit card is saying this fool ain't even trying to build no credit yet. Because like, this bitch ain't even got a credit card yet. Like, grown people got credit cards, Like, when I turned 19, my mom was like or 18, I don't even know, 18 or 19. My mom took me to Riches and got me a card, and she's like, "Okay, you need to buy an outfit or something a month and pay it off at the end of every month and start building your credit." So, I mean, by the time I moved out of my mom's house, I had over a 700 credit score.
Well, here's
Most
the thing.
people in their early 20s do not have that.
Well, homeboy's living in an apartment or a house, and broke down or not, he's got a car. They don't
Mhm.
give you that shit if you don't have credit.
Although she did say his car's broke down and she driving his ass everywhere.
Well, I mean, she's there now. I bet she's paying more of other
Uh,
stuff. I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know. I think 26 is a little too young to say that somebody has to know. They have to know exactly what their path is going to be, and they're going to do this. I mean,
Yeah.
shit. I went in the army when I was 22, and then I went into banking, and then I went back in the army, and then I went back to banking, and now I day trade. I mean,
Mhm.
like I didn't, and the only reason I started day trading is because I got laid off, which was awesome because the severance package was amazing. And it also,
It's true.
and it gave me the opportunity to come home, to sit at home. I work for an hour a day,
Yeah.
and that's it. And then you know, and hey, you guys should be real excited that that happened because that's the reason this podcast happened because I was bugging the fuck out of my wife because I didn't have dick to do. I was bored.
Mhm.
I was bored. She's
Yeah.
like, you need to get a fucking hobby. So,
Yeah.
so here we
Like,
go.
bitch, you gotta
Podcast.
find something to do.
But I mean, and I plan on doing this until, I retire because I love not having a boss or going anywhere.
Mhm.
And it took
Yep,
me
it's great.
42 years to figure it out.
Yeah.
So maybe you calm down. I
I
mean,
mean, it sounds like just fundamentally, they sound like 2 different people.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
they just want 2 different things out of life, and that's very hard. You can have different things you like, different hobbies, different tastes, but fundamentally, if you don't have the same values and want the same things, you're gonna have a tough time in life because
yeah.
you're always gonna be tugging somebody towards a different fork in the road that they are not trying to go down.
hmm And if she's so forward thinking, why didn't she think about this shit before she moved?
True story.
I'm just saying.
I
I mean,
think
if you're
the
so,
I think the bigger concern is, like, why is every time this motherfucker got extra money, he's buying guns? Like, what the fuck is he doing with all these guns?
I mean,
That would probably be, like, my biggest concern. Like, the fuck are you building up this gun and ammo situation for?
right. I
Maybe
mean,
that's why
yeah.
he's not planning a future. Maybe he's planning on shooting somebody up. I mean, maybe we need to
Oh
figure
my,
that out first.
yeah. But I mean, they should have had this conversation before she left, before
Well,
she moved.
obviously, yeah,
Yeah.
but that ship has sailed evidently,
Yeah.
so
And if you're not able to have this conversation, if he gets pissed off, you're not able to talk about money, then you need to then hey, let's go the other direction. Maybe she is super responsible and she's not asking for much and she didn't come
mhm,
from money. Let's say all that's a thing. I don't think it is, but let's just pretend. Um, but if you can't talk to him about that and he freaks the fuck out, then you need to leave because your marriage isn't
yeah.
going to work. You guys get married
Yeah,
because
because you gotta be able to talk.
yeah. I mean, you can just bounce.
I think the
You're,
best way to bring it up is not to come at him like you don't make no money or you spend too much
he's
shit,
like, come at me,
but
bro.
right? Like, I
That's
don't think that's gonna be helpful. I think, it would be a better idea to come at it as, I've been thinking about the future. Like, now that you're going to be needing a new car, it has me thinking about the future and the fact that, in the future, we're going to have to buy things like that. Like, eventually, we're going to want to buy a house if we stay together, and we're going to need a new car. And what if we have kids? Da 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 da. So, I kind of want to make sure that we're on the same page with what we want out of life.
yeah, that's fair. And I mean, he's a guy, so we're mature until forever. So I mean, she is gonna have to be the
Mm,
mature one. Shut the fuck
that's
up.
for sure.
But I mean, she is gonna have to probably be the mature one and be like, hey, guns and ammo, I'm gonna need you to calm that shit down,
Right.
because we got other stuff we need to do. Um,
Mm,
like a savings account would be nice because your broke ass car, maybe you get that shit
right.
fixed. But I think the way you're talking about it is good. You can't come at him aggressively. I mean, it doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah.
Starting
Yeah.
in a conversation off aggressive is going to end very badly.
Yeah, I mean, everybody gets defensive when you come at them about something. So,
hmm
I mean, that's why as like counselors, we talk about using I statements because you should always make it more about you than them. So it shouldn't be you did this and it bothered me. It should be I felt bad when this happened.
Or like, I think when you did this, you were stupid. Is that kind of
No.
is that a good I statement?
No. No, 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 no,
I think you need to fix your fuck ups around here. Now, I'm thinking those are
no.
those are solid I statements in my mind.
You're not using them right. That is not great.
I'm not using them with you for sure.
Definitely not.
Way too smart for that.
Okay, so we have answered 3 today, so we're doing pretty damn good.
Look at us go.
But in light of the fact that, I do have to go back to work and make some money, that is gonna be a wrap for today.
Yeah, and I got to go back to fucking doing nothing. So I got to figure something out. Now, editing this podcast, that's what I'm going to be doing. But so yeah, that is it. Make sure you go to our website, cotrpod.com, where you can find all the stuff you need related to our podcast. Also, I just threw a video out there of Candace trying to survive last week's podcast because she couldn't breathe and she almost died.
Oh
So
my god, you did not.
yeah, I did. I
Jeez.
did. I have to. It's like a little montage of you trying to breathe. It's
Oh my god.
hilarious. It
Y'all,
is fucking hilarious.
I forgot I was on video and I was over here fighting for damn breath. This fool. I can't help it.
The world needed to see it, and they
Speaking
will.
of, you got all this free damn time. Why don't you go down there and pick up my fucking inhaler? Maybe I'll be able to breathe.
Oh shit! Nah, no, sorry, it's too late. Travis would be
Anyway,
too mad.
just wrap your shit up.
I'm done.
So you put the video out there.
Yeah, the video's out there.
That's it. That's all you got.
I mean, what else do you want?
I don't do a closing, so I don't have like a little sheet in front of me, so I don't know if there's anything else.
You do have a closing. You see that green part?
No, because I'm not following your shitty one. Because you keep changing what I change. Like I changed my part. I want my part how I want it, and you keep sending me a new one with my part the way you want it.
Look, I don't fucking make you say it. There's shit you say on here that I don't have written down. Look, go to our website, social media, Patreon. My wife, who unfortunately survived last week's podcast, video is out there. So, and you can also send in some submissions to the show that we can talk about.
Yeah, because clearly we give great advice.
Fuck yeah.
Pulitzer Prize winning shit here.
I knew we couldn't get through one without it.
We will not.
Before we go, I think this is pretty cool. The Happy Hour podcast, they are going to be attempting to break a world record on the 26th, which is the 26th. I don't know if it was Friday or Saturday. It starts at 10 o'clock. They are going to attempt to do a 40+ hour long podcast. So they've got a bunch of people lined up to interview and talk to them, but they have to be on the podcast for the total 40 hours.
Wow.
So go check that out because it's I mean, it's kind of interesting. I asked them if they're going to get Guinness out there, but it was like some stupid amount of money just to get them to even acknowledge the fact that they were. Yeah. It was way too much money. But seriously, Happy Hour podcast, they're doing it on the 26th, starting at
which
10
is
o'clock.
Friday.
Okay. So Friday. There you go. Friday, 10 o'clock Eastern. And
PM or AM?
AM.
Okay. Sorry. I'm just going to try to make sure we give all the information out.
Yeah, there you go. AM.
Okay.
So anyway, guys, as I always say, stay content with your settlemate. You will definitely need them later in life. I got mine. See you guys next week.
Bye.